Unmuting the microphone helps. Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Mason. Most of you will know me. You'll certainly know my co-host here, David Leopold. And tonight we're delivering a show through Hangout on Air and YouTube live streaming. And I'm going to hand over to David for a moment while I just deal with some technical gremlins in the background.
His story of entrepreneurship on Dreaming with Entrepreneurs.
David, and, just a second here.
Yes,
I've
Michael.
Just realised that nobody's been receiving sound, and the sound should be running now. I apologise for that. I hit the wrong button in the background, so they've actually heard absolutely nothing that either of us have said.
That's all right. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything of import. I was just getting to that part.
So, if I can ask you to start again.
Are you going to start with the intro again?
I could put the intro up, but everybody's seen it. You know, I think you were talking about how we met, and you know.
Well, I know I know what I was talking about. So you just want me to? Okay, let me pick up from there.
Curtis Sather's just come up and he said, yeah, you've got sound now. So I apologise, Curtis. I apologise, everybody. I'd hit a button in the background to mute the sound at my end, but I'd actually muted everything, the entire broadcast, which obviously is a mistake. But coming back to what you were saying there, David, you know, we've debated this, and I can't remember if it was in a Hangout or if it was in a chat discussion or through a thread, through a post. But we ended up chatting, and I remember you were doing the Dreaming with Entrepreneurs, weren't you? And,
I was.
You know, you asked me to come on one of the shows, and I thought, wow, you know.
Okay, you did good. You brought us to where I left off, Michael. So I will thank you. I will pick up from there. So we did an entrepreneur, a Dreaming with Entrepreneurs episode that you can see at. If you want to go take a look at it. So actually, there's 35 other entrepreneurs on that at davidsbarter.com/dreaming-entrepreneurs-directory. At any rate, Michael and I had a wonderful hangout, and then actually the setup of the hangout was exactly as what you're seeing right now. And then we had a discussion afterwards. And that discussion was just maybe about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and we started doing some very intense brainstorming because we found out after a little bit of discussion that I had something, a talent, a skill set that Michael was looking for in his business objectives, and for sure, with his brilliant, creative technology mind, he had something that could actually take all the things that I am doing to the next level. So we started doing some real intense daily discussions, and what I am so happy and so proud to share with you the level one, because we're not done. We've got a long way to go, but we have established a very, very strong foundation in what it is that we want to do. Okay, 2014, a key significant year for folks to either start a business from zero, and
Yep.
we need many, many businesses started, Michael. You're seeing it over in Tenerife in the Canary Islands where you live. Uh, we're seeing it all over the world. But also, it's going to be a great year for folks to take their existing businesses and go to the next level. But keep in mind the example, the case study that I just shared with you, small business collaboration, where
Yeah.
somebody with Michael's skill sets, somebody with my skill sets, we sit down, we say, geez, you can help me, I can help you, and together we can bring something of great significance to the marketplace. And that's what we want to share with you tonight. That, my friends, is what entrepreneurship and small business collaboration is all about. And I am so excited about what's going to happen in 2014. Michael, how excited are you of what's going to happen in 2014?
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I think two things are important to me, or in my mind at the moment, and that is the word collaboration, because you can't do it on your own. Um, I'm hearing less and less of the word competition and people collaborating, and I think more and more as well, I'm trying to identify my weaknesses and find somebody who can fill that gap for me. I had a customer recently who wanted, nice banner design for the website, and I said, I'm not a graphic designer, but I know a man that is, and I pointed them in the direction of the graphic designer. You know, trying to find somebody who can do the things that I can't. I remember years ago, I was sat down having a coffee with somebody who was a diving friend of mine, and he's run his own business for many years. And he said, you need to be three good things to run a business, and you can't be good at all of them. You need to be a good accountant, you need to be a good salesman, and you need to be a good doer. In my case, coder, designer. In the case of somebody who runs a shop, somebody who's good at dealing with the customers. And to find all those three elements in one person is really difficult. And that's why I look for ways of automating processes and making things easier. For example, we were discussing my billing system the other day, and I said, yeah, I went off and I bought one, and it was like £20, £30 for the year. I could have coded it,
Okay,
but
Michael, how much is a pound? You got to convert it for me so I can put it in proper perspective.
£30 is around $38, something like that, $40. You're going to get change out of $50 for an entire billing system. If somebody asked me to code that, I would be charging them maybe $4,000. And it was off the shelf. So it was easier for me to do it that way. And I found the guy and I was talking with him. I had a look at some demonstration systems they had running, and I thought, wow, this does everything that I want to do. So it's trying to fill those. For me, it's the collaboration, trying to find people that fill the gaps that I can't fill. In your case, we talked about marketing and working with other businesses and small businesses, something I simply haven't got the time to do, you know.
Well, it certainly is my passion to motivate in any way that I possibly can, whomever wants to start a new business, and we will go from the point of actually taking someone's business, and we'll do it in an HOA, so it becomes a learning experience for a lot of folks.
Yeah,
We'll take an individual who wants to start a business. They'll present a very, very executive overview type a business plan. I'll do some discussion with them about it, and then we'll take that individual and put them in front of a panel of experts. As Michael said, an accountant, an attorney, a business strategist, although we know a pretty good business strategist, a small business marketing individual, a technology person, and they will evaluate, and a banker. We need to have a banker in that mix.
Yeah.
And we will evaluate what it is that they're trying to accomplish. Okay, so Michael, your obviously expertise is technology, but I want to. Is it okay if I pay an accolade to you, Michael? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. But
well,
I can't say no.
Well, I want to share what it is that it makes it so enjoyable to work with you, and I look back at the other interactions I had with people that told me that they are technology people, and oh yeah, I can build a website for you. Yeah, I can build a website for you. Yeah, there's a lot of folks that can build a website, and as a matter of fact, there's a million templates out there, Michael, where people can actually build a website. But more important than the website in and of itself, is to understand the business strategy that drives what it is that you want to do on that website.
Yeah, so, I mean, we discussed this. Yeah, definitely.
Having said that, Michael, why don't we share with the folks exactly the website that we have developed that we are making available to folks that want to start a business or folks who want to take their existing business to the next level. You want to share that with us? So let's go through the different elements.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, we turned this on live. We turned this live just before the Hangout started, so go through it very briefly. I'll just switch screens, one moment. Okay, and there we go. We're on the website, and David and I had a long discussion about this, and it came down to, and it was really weird because I wanted to do this with What No website and pull some packages out and just make kind of like the Henry Ford approach, here's 2, maybe 3 options, that's it, and had a chat with David and we discussed what we would do. And in essence, what we've done is created a very basic landing site, and it has, 3 products there. You can find out a little bit more about them. You can sign up to the system there and get some more information from us. And of course, tonight's Hangout is also embedded there. But what we wanted was something very quick, very simple.
Actually, can I interrupt for a second? Isn't tonight's?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Isn't tonight's HOA? Is it being streamed on our website right now?
It is, but I haven't turned it on because I'll get audio feedback in my headset, and I think there's about a 30-second delay.
Okay. Wait a second. Where are you in that little thing? Are you in that little frame?
Yeah.
What, are you? Are you jumping back and forth? What's going on there?
I keep jumping around. Hang on. I'll go full screen now. There.
Oh, well, didn't you put me in the little guy? No, I want to be back. I want to be the big guy. No.
Well, you have to bang on the top of the screen. That's it.
Oh, there we go. See, that's all I have to do is bang on the screen. There you go.
Vivek's just saying that a pound is actually nearly $1.5 at the moment.
Of course it would. Amazing. It would be Vivek who looked it up and gave us the exact. Thank you, Vivek. And I should give a special thanks to Vivek because he helped us yesterday in some of the testing. Vivek, thank you for taking time and helping us work through some of the challenges that we had.
So he draws a good comparison as well, or analogy between what we're doing and a program in the UK called Dragon's Den. I don't know what it's called in America, where people will come to a group of investors and pitch an idea, and those investors are experts in various fields, and then they will make a decision on whether they're going to invest in this entrepreneur and help them develop the business. And it's kind of similar what you were discussing there. Just
Yeah, well, there are some websites out. It's called crowdfunding, which is
yeah.
kind of a universal concept.
Hmm.
And there's some websites. You actually do a video. You present your business concept, and people will invest like $100 or
Yeah.
$200 in your business concept. But there's all kinds of venture capitalist group. I actually attend some. When I decide to go offline,
Hmm.
it's kind of fun to watch. And well, a lot of us have seen the reality television show Shark Tank, and
Yeah.
how the entrepreneurs come and present their business. And the interesting thing about that show is those folks are actual investors, and they they
Hmm.
they tear them apart. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. We might do something along those lines, Michael, later on in the year. But why don't you get to the well? Let's go back to the site and
Yeah. Sure.
show us the elements and kind of break it down into sections if you'd like, and
Yeah.
what
Sure.
the thought process was.
Yeah. Well, we decided that we were going to have three core products. A very basic package to start the small business off that's just, maybe they've just come up with the idea and they're in the early stages of setting up the business and sorting out the documentation, or they've got the business running, and it could even be used for businesses that exist and want something else. They need to isolate a particular product or service that they do, and they want to put it on its own have its own presence, if you like, on the internet. Because with the page, of course, you can do other things such as Facebook and Google, etc. And that comes onto the second package, which includes all the social media elements. Michael Daniels is saying he loves Shark Tank. That must be what it's called.
Yeah, 'cause you know why he likes like Shark? Because he looks like a guy that would be on Shark Tank and would just make it very difficult and challenging for somebody to come, and he would stand up and say, "What do you think you're doing?" Yes, thank you,
No,
Michael.
I think
Let's see
I,
if you know what, if we ever set up a Shark Tank, I'm going to make Michael one of the panel members.
making one of the sharks.
Yes, one of the
Okay.
sharks.
Back to the website for a moment. So as we agreed, a basic package, a few web pages, maybe a blog in there, get your presence out there, get yourself known on the internet. Second package, a little bit more social integration, a Google page, Google Places listing if you need one, if you're a local business, for example, and you want people to find you, which also ties in with the Google Plus reviews, of course. YouTube account, these things all get tied together now. Um, but I think more than that as well, before I go on to the final package, is the one thing that David and I discussed and we were quite adamant about, was the fact that we wanted a cradle to grave system. So the client comes in at the beginning, they've got a website, okay, then we'll help them with the social media and work with them every step of the way. So that I'm a very strong believer in handing over ownership of the website to the client and the online presence to the client. They can't do everything at once, but little by little help them, show them that Facebook works this way, Google works that way, Twitter can be used for this. If we're going to do, I've spoken to clients I have here, local clients, and they really want to take on the video element of what I can do for them, but it's just finding the time. That's the biggest obstacle is time, because they're really busy running their businesses, and I so desperately want to shoot video and maybe do an interview or do a demonstration video of the business, a showcase of the business, a showreel. Um, but they're all buying into it. They love it. They love the concept. And
What about what
that's
about
the
that? What about that guy you were telling me about in Tenerife that wants to live stream from his restaurant bar
Oh,
4 hours a day?
I forgot. 4 hour live stream daily, yeah. Oh my God, when they sat down and they told me that, I was thinking, well, okay, we can do this. It's not a problem. But
Not a
that's one of the
problem.
great
Not a
things.
problem to you. It might be a little bit of a problem to them. By the way, did you
Maybe,
did
yeah.
you did you get back to them with a quotation yet?
I've Yes,
You're
I've got
afraid.
it ready.
You're afraid to.
I'm afraid to give them it. Yeah, no, I've got it ready. Vivek's asking for the website address, so I'm just going to pull that up. One moment. I'll type that in.
Well,
Text
it's over on the side. It's over on the side screen over there, isn't it?
Oh my God! Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Startbuildingyourbusiness.com, Vivek. There you go. Hang on, let me switch screen.
Actually, but he has to turn his head a little bit. He has to turn
It's
his
over
neck.
there. Yeah, you have to turn kind of that way to read it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, have you
So,
figured out how to make that a hot link yet? We want a hot link over
no,
there.
nope, but it's coming. Actually, if you broadcast the stream as an SWF file, a flash file, you can hotlink direct into it. So you
Okay.
can actually have a link displayed. For example, I could be on screen, and I could say click the link to go to the offer, and the link would appear at the bottom of the screen live in the video.
Interesting.
Yeah. I hope you found the website now, Vivek. I'll just go back to the website and very briefly touch on that last package because I'm conscious of time. This final package here is something that David and I have put together, which includes things like a Facebook page tab, which may not seem like a big deal, but we're actually delivering this video, this show, direct into a Facebook page tab. And we
Not
have
just
people
Facebook,
watching
but
over there.
where else is it going also?
It's going into, off the top of my head, Facebook, Google, our website, startbuildingyourbusiness.com, hosted Hangouts, and maybe anywhere else that somebody's posted the video, because anybody can take the video code and embed it in their website quite easily.
If anybody out there wants to embed this on their website, just let me know, and we'll make it very easy for you to do it.
Not a problem, yeah. What we're also including here at the bottom is training for Hangouts and Hangouts delivery into Facebook, and of course, we can help you with the video production as well. One of the things that David and I have been discussing recently is the fact that there are a lot of people out there doing Hangouts, and if you can imagine what we're doing tonight, we have a Hangout on Air live, running live. We have a YouTube live stream running live. 2 separate streams. We have a green room behind me here.
Oh, what a beautiful green room you create! Do you have cocktails for our friends or sandwiches for our friends that will visit the green room?
And we've got the comment tracker running, which is tracking comments on Twitter, the hashtag on Twitter, comments on Google, on the Google event page, the hashtag on Google, and where else? Oh, YouTube as well, of course. We're tracking comments over there. So feel free to make a comment. Just use the hashtag #1 business ideas, and it'll come through no matter which channel you're using, which is great. I'm just going to hand back to you for a moment, David, and I'm going to invite our first mystery guest in, see if they're available, if that's okay.
Of course it's okay. It's a mystery guest, and they're waiting with bated breath to visit with us. You're able to hear me, Michael, when I'm talking right now, correct?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, one thing that I forgot to ask, and maybe I'll make it. I'll wait to ask it to the very end. I'll close. We'll close with what I thought about. But this is really a very exciting period for us. A lot of great things are happening. I mean, the HOA activity. Oh, wait a second. I need to. You
can hear the microphone at this side, can't
you? Yes.
Mute me, please.
I did.
Cool. You won't believe what we've got going on here. I mute myself there.
Wait, I'll do it this way. Here we go. There we go. I had to mute Michael because we actually have a couple different environments going this evening. Yeah, I know because I can hear you and I can't concentrate.
Not a problem. Be with you in a moment.
There we go. Now I can hear you through my headset. Who is that mystery guest?
Oh, I think we're all going to want to see who it is, even though I mentioned the name. Maybe people didn't pick us up on it or hear it.
I actually can see into the green room, and I see who our mystery guest is. Are you going to bring him?
Oh, of course, you've got access there, haven't you? You're looking at it on another screen.
Are you going to bring our mystery guest forward?
Hopefully he will be with us in a few seconds. Yes.
Okay.
In the meantime,
yes.
You were saying about. Sorry, I didn't catch it before I went off into the green room because I muted my mic and I couldn't hear you, but I could hear the feedback coming through somehow. So I'll have to work on that later.
Yes, because I hear the.
It's the green room. It's the green room that you've got running. You've got the sound running on the green room, so it's coming through on the live Hangout on air.
So I just have to take it off my...
I'm not going to mention his name again, but I'm going to ask him to click the link in the green room to bring him into the Hangout on air. And hopefully we should... Hang on, what's the word? Automagically get the mystery guest in.
Oh, you're giving it away who it is.
Can you click the link, please, in the... That's it. Bingo. Just a moment. There we are.
Well, look who came here. Mr. Ronnie Bincer. I think, do we need any Hangout helping tonight, Mr. Bincer?
No, from what I've seen, you've been doing a fabulous job.
Well, thank you. What's a nice place, a nice guy like you doing in a place like this tonight? That's what I have to ask.
I heard there were sandwiches in the green room.
Yeah, sandwiches in the green room. And it's about time for Ronnie Bincer to take a break probably and have a sandwich or two. Ronnie, thank you for taking time. And I had a specific reason for asking you to come this evening. You know, there's a lot of things that we do, that we can do, Michael and I can do. But the one thing that Ronnie Bincer does, as well as, if not better than anybody out there, is to try to understand and stay in touch with what's happening in Google technology. You have had your work cut out for you this last week, haven't you?
Last couple of weeks have been challenging, yes.
So what's going on? Is Google trying to, you know, why don't you assess in the very best way, because you follow them, you know them, you've got friends there. What's going on, and what are we looking at? What's going to happen in the near future and far future?
I guess it depends on how much you've been focused on the Hangout space, but relatively recently Google introduced a thing called the Scheduled Event Tool, or Scheduled Hangout on Air Event Tool, where we can actually schedule our Hangouts far in the distance, and when that time comes, we can show up, and then automatically, I heard you use that word, thank you, automatically the parts and pieces are automatically connected. So the new tool has relatively recently come out, but at the same time, YouTube has thrown their head into the ring and said, hey, if you want to do private broadcasting of your Hangouts on air, you can do that if you start on the YouTube side. So I did a show trying to help people understand all the different places you could start your Hangouts on air nowadays and what the different ramifications are for starting in one place or another. And then, just for grins and giggles, the environment where many of us host our Hangouts on air on the Google platform, which are called events, they decided to play with. And we complained loudly because we weren't real pleased with what they were doing. And what was really nice is they rolled it back and said, okay, we didn't mean it. And but I happen to know that they did mean it, and we're trying to figure out how to make it a little bit more efficient so that those that want to interact live with Hangouts We'll still have a nice place to do that in the Google environment, and those that want to come look at it after the fact might want to have more multiple threads and things like that inside of an event. So there's been a lot of different changes going on over the last, say, 2 or 3 weeks.
And it's very, very challenging for us, the users of the technology, but Google is probably sitting back and smiling because they're looking at all this engagement, and they're looking at all the folks that are saying, well, why are you doing this? But they're complaining, but they're still they're not running away. They're trying to figure out, and we turn. And now I want Ronnie, please, to tell us what you started about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, max. Has it been that short of time already, or how long did you actually set up your community? And I want you to talk about it. I want you to actually solicit some memberships tonight, okay?
You bet. Okay, sure.
Let's go.
One thing I've done for a couple of years now is I've tried to help people learn how to use Hangouts. And they frequently change, and the process of keeping up with it is difficult if this is not your main job. So I've determined that since this is my main job, I want to help the best I can. And to do that, I need to actually make a living at it. I can't just keep doing it for free. So I established an environment where I would not only help you like I have been for years in the public space, but also in the private space where I can give you specific, detailed instructions that I go a little further into depth on questions, as well as, this is the best part, David, gather people together that have a similar interest, that want to use Hangouts, that want to do the best they can with them, and bounce loads of ideas off each other, and be available to help each other when they need to test. Because one of the things you will learn early on is that if you're doing a Hangout and they change something, you might want to go see what it looks like when you're pushing the buttons. How's that affect your results? And there's nothing better than doing that with other friends that are wanting to understand the same thing. So that collaborative environment is what we've developed inside the Hangout Mastery membership site. And it's, I don't know how to say it otherwise than the word awesome. I'm really enjoying helping lead it, but at the same time, I'm really enjoying how everybody helps each other, which I think is phenomenal.
Well, Ronnie, I'm not at all ashamed to say that I am a dues-paying member of the Hangout Mastery, and I will say straightforward, no BS, it is probably the best $37 investment in my business that I make every month, because if I tried to sort out, well, you know me, I'm not a technology person, and if I even tried to sort out or even begin to sort out, I would be spending hours and hours and hours and be totally frustrated. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for doing what you do and how you do it. But I also want to bring up another thing, something like I have never seen before, and it embraces the true spirit of small business collaboration. Your community, us, all of us,
yeah.
Somebody has a challenge, somebody has a problem, they throw it out there, and I guarantee you within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, there are 10 or 15 people engaged in that conversation. How can I help you? Here's what I did. Here's a situation that I had. And how much value is there to something like that?
We even have, because people that aren't in there don't know this, but we even have sub-communities within the community. So there's some phenomenal guys within the community that set up a practice space. In other words, I'll come in, I'll teach, I'll try to show how to do things, I'll give postings, I'll go into full in-depth details, but then people that want to practice it have a place that other existing members have created where you can just go on, and they have how many times a day? Well, it varies. 2, 3 times a day where they've got like open office hours. You just go in and play around with some of the ideas that we've been talking about, so you can experience them yourself, as well as, because when you experience them yourself, you know better how to ask another question. Because honestly, whenever something new comes out, I do my best to try to help you understand why it matters, besides just push this button and do that. I try to give you a context. But sometimes until you start poking at it yourself, you don't really know the other 300, or that's exaggerating, under 30 questions you might ask. Now that you understand, well, now I can get a bigger picture. What's this mean? And so we also do Q&A sessions inside the membership, but also within the membership. I don't know. You want to explain how that works, David?
Yes, I do. But first, I want to thank two individuals in your community who are two of the most giving individuals I have ever met in my life. You know who I'm going to say: Andrew Hatchett and Michael Daniels.
Right.
They, every single day, one of the two of them. And I see Michael Daniels, he'll go on, I've seen him, I should be sleeping, but he'll at 9:30 he'll say, I'm going on now to test some ideas. Is there somebody, do you folks want to come in and join me? And where else in the world, in Google world, does that happen but the Hangout Mastery community?
Right, and then another, just as an example, another relatively new member at the time was posting in the membership group saying, hey, I don't know how to do this, and I can't do it on my own, but I need to figure it out. What do I do? And then it dawned on me, it's like, okay, she's new. She doesn't know. All she's got to do is say, I need some help. Can somebody help me with this? I want to hang out at this day, this time, so I can test something. Because that's all she needed to do, and within a couple hours, there was like 10 offers for her to join into other things and test it.
And there's something else happened, and it's happened, I think, 3 times in the last week.
Here you go, Michael. There's your air quote.
No.
Michael was asking for an air quote. There we go.
Oh, there you go. It's happened at least 3 times in the last week where folks were going and they were going to be doing maybe their first HOA or maybe their second or third or whatever. Then on top of that, Google throws in some new technology, new challenges, and I saw at least 3 times people who were going to do Hangouts, and they're frantic, and they put out there, and who shows up to help them through but Ronnie Benser drops what he's doing and goes in and gets those Hangouts set up for the folks. And you know what I'm talking about, and they are thankful, I'm sure, that you're around to do that, but it's such a wonderful feeling, Ronnie, and thank you for bringing that, making that available to us.
Well, it's fortunate that right now I can. In fact, when that event thing came out, it was only out for about a day. And
I was going to say an hour.
Well, it was late at night. I was experimenting, and I was actually making some screenshots for some training that I wanted to do for the Mastery group, and then in the middle of my set of screenshots, the screen share changed. In other words, the event page changed, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's that? And I was asking other people, are you seeing this? And they hadn't seen it yet at that moment, but then it started rolling in, and then, so I went behind the scenes, asked all kinds of questions behind the scenes, and wasn't getting any answers, and that usually means, uh-oh, it really is coming. So then the next morning, I reached out because I know a particular member, and I knew he had a big show, and I knew he didn't necessarily know what to do about this, so I went and met with him in the green room, and I said, okay, we got an issue, okay? Here's the issue that we're going to run into. I think I've got a solution. I just tested it with another Hangout Mastery member, okay? And it looks pretty good, but now you have your live show. It's coming up in less than 30 minutes. Here we go. And so I helped him set it up because I would want that done for me if I was on the other side. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so how do folks, how do they sign up for the Hangout Mastery community?
I wasn't listening to all of what you were doing, so are you doing it through your service, or are you wanting me straight in?
It doesn't matter. Straight in is fine.
Okay. Well, then the easiest way, I think, for many to get there is down here I have a website name called the Hangout Helper. So the hangouthelper.com, if you go there, you'll see buttons to move over to the Mastery area where you have a page where you can look through some of the things that we offer, and it'll get you right in. You can click the button and join. You get charged 30 days at a time, but you are locked in for a year if you want at that particular price, because the pricing is going to be changing in the near future because I'm bringing in some additional things. And
Oh, do we have a news? Is this a news flash?
nah, I've been leaking it out little by little, but I have to make the technology work first. It's been a challenge. So $37 a month, you don't have to pay for a year. People have been asked, like, do I have to pay the whole year? No, you just pay 30 days at a time and cancel it any time. So most of the members, which is phenomenal for me, and I think for them, hopefully, are staying because they see the value there. Many have told me within the first hour or less that they've been there that it's paid for more than 3 or 4 times the cost.
Well, and then to the point of most of the folks, I think I've only seen 2 people that have actually left the community, and this is another phenomenon that speaks to the beauty of what it is that you've established. The people felt that they were going to leave for whatever reason they wanted to leave, but they came in and they thanked you, and they said, well, I'm sorry, but I'm leaving, and whatever. But there's no other sales organization in the world that has that kind of customer.
I'm incredibly proud of my group. I mean, it's the people that are there. I've done my best to try to make it a caring environment, and everybody seems to be playing along really, really well.
Can I just jump in a second here, David?
No, you can't. No, just because you're running the technology and the sound and the audio and the video and everything else. Okay, what is it, Michael?
I have our second mystery guest waiting in the green room, and I'd like to bring them in, but I can't talk to them in this green room because the sound comes through the other system that you have running there. We'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah, but what do you want me to do now, Michael?
I want you. Well, have you made the sandwiches? Because I was busy.
Well, no, the sandwiches. You've got the green room. The sandwiches are coming out of your green room, not mine.
Right. I'll send her. No, I can't. No. I'll put a link in the green room, and hopefully in maybe 5, maybe 30 seconds they'll be here. Yeah. So
okay. Well,
just keep talking.
We'll keep on chatting.
We'll keep on chatting until I see the mystery guest. but Ronnie.
So David, out of your time in the community, what would you say is the most valuable thing to you that you're there? If you would pull out just one primary thing, what's the most valuable thing for you?
Without a question, it's the relationships that I have built with the people in the community. Really, I mean, the technology is wonderful. I need it. I need all the help I can get. But it's the relationships that I have built with the other members of the community. I mean,
now, is that because you're entrepreneurial and you love that give and take and the ideas flowing and things like that, or what is it that makes it out of those relationships for you?
It's well, first of all, and I don't have the number off the top of my head, but in the last 60 days, not even 60 days yet, I've done 35. I've featured 35 entrepreneurs, and a good many of those entrepreneurs, and I don't even know the number, I'll have to look, are folks that I met in the community. And we interact with one another. They have great stories to tell. They have lessons to share with folks, and so I've asked them to get involved. There's that, and there's the relationships that are going to last for a long time. I mean, and that's very, very important for me. The other thing is, and I'm going to share something that might embarrass you a little bit, but I'm going to share it anyways. And that
it's Christmas time. It's good for good feelings. Go for it.
One of the greatest moments of my day is when it starts. My day usually starts around 2:30, 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just my lifestyle. It's how I do it. And how many times? Well, not less than 5 times a week. I get up and I see that you're still online because you're throwing stuff out there and you're helping folks. And I have to say, Ronnie, isn't it time for you to go to bed?
Yes. Yep.
it's so much fun to be able to do that. And I see someone in our one of our next mission. She does the same thing. I see her still working at 4:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So we'll find out about that in a second. But Ronnie, thank you very much for taking time and sharing with us, and thank you for your community. And as I said, I am not. I say without reservation that $37 investment that I make every month is it pays for itself time and time again. And thank you very much.
My pleasure. Now, help me with understanding. Do I stay here for a little while, or am I supposed to leave? What's the deal?
Well, you'll have to ask our technical director, because I'm just a talent. I don't know what's going on. You'll have to ask our technical director.
Oh, hang on. Get the
it's
right
not in my job description to give an answer to that question.
Okay.
I have
Let me switch screens. Go on.
I have a bone to pick with Ronnie because he ate all the sandwiches in the green room, and I'm hungry.
Oh no!
So.
Oh well, they were good.
I made sandwiches enough for 2 guests. Maybe
hungry.
3.
Well, there's also 2 time zones behind you, Christine.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so well, Michael, it's up to you how you want. Well, Ron, you're more than welcome. He can stay, can he?
I want him to stay. Yes, stay.
Yeah. What I'd like is it'd be really great if we could maybe do, I don't know, one day a 2-hour marathon or a 4-hour marathon, and just have guests coming in and going out and coming in whenever it's convenient.
Well, you can't do that New Year's Day because Christine and her friend Mia have organized one of the most interesting, exciting 4-hour. It's actually a 4-hour event. And folks are going to be coming in and going, and every half hour the programming is going to change.
Yes.
New
Fantastic.
folks.
And all I can say is thank God that Mia is in the mastery group, and that I believe that this is going to go off well, because otherwise I would be very nervous.
Well, I'm going to put myself back down here in the green room and let you guys get on with it, okay?
All right.
Where are you going to put me, Michael? Oh, there I am. Okay. So, Christine, please. Half the world knows you, don't they?
Well,
or pretty close to that. Half of Google world knows you.
I guess some of Google world knows me, but it's growing, and I'm pretty happy here. I'm not going anywhere, that's for sure. I found my home when I came to Google Plus. I'm definitely happy here, and so many people are, they're very helpful. I have run into I've made so many great connections. There's so many people that are always willing to help, and it's really given me that wanting to give back as well. So I feel like that that's the environment that's been created here, and it's a good one.
One of the reasons, Christine, that I wanted to have you as a guest, a mystery guest this evening, is with your background, and this is probably a little known fact about you, but we shared that idea in the as you were one of my featured entrepreneurs at Dreaming with Entrepreneurs. You started all of this stuff as a programmer.
Yes, Yes, I think it's about 15 years ago. I started with Notepad. I taught myself HTML and all that good stuff, and started building websites. And when I really realized that I was a programmer is when I finally discovered tools like Dreamweaver and things like that. I kept switching to the code view all the time. I just couldn't stand looking at the design. I liked looking at the code. So over the years I've learned some database, code, SQL and ASP and JavaScript, and just really have always been a coder. Learned about SEO and things like that, and but 15 years is a long time to be doing coding, and believe it or not, I'm getting older, and I know you're always complimenting me.
You're getting older, Christine. That's a wonderful. Ronnie, quick question to you: Have you done any programming in your very wide career?
I try to stay away from it as much as possible. honestly.
But you probably dabbled a little bit in it.
I dabble in it. If someone makes something and I need to go tweak it, I usually do that, and I can do that. But when I start from scratch, I'm not the best. No.
Well, Christy, one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you, because I wanted to humor Michael, because while you were describing your career as a developer, he was smiling the whole way because he probably identified with many of the things that you were saying. So,
and I really
okay.
encourage, definitely there's not a lot of female coders, and I encourage, we need more of them. We need more of our daughters to start learning, about computers and coding, and just even if you do it for fun, it is a lot of fun to do. But over the years, my eyesight's gotten a little worse, and it's really hard on your eyes to stare at code all day long. It really gets tough after a while.
Now we just stare at Hangouts all day long.
Yes, we stare at Hangouts, and it's a lot more fun. I mean, I like coding, but after a while, there's not a lot of interaction going on there. I worked with a couple other coders before, and we never, ever spoke. You never spoke because it interrupted your whole train of thought. So it was complete silence and, occasional chat window, even if they were sitting right next to me. We just did not speak until lunchtime, and then you couldn't shut us up for half an hour and then back to quiet.
Okay, so from a developer standpoint, perspective, and our theme is start building your business. Our concept is one of not only folks who want to start a business, but folks who want to take their business to the next level in 2014. From a developer's perspective, what does a website for a business need to do as far as the business strategy and as far as interacting with all the various marketing technologies out there? Share with us, if you will, 3 or 4 important things that must be considered as someone's building a site.
Well, it does need to get found. That's important. If no one can find it, it's not going to do you much good. But even more important is you need to be able to convert traffic, because I've found so many people that think, okay, well, I'm not making sales or I'm not getting leads. I just need more traffic, more traffic, more traffic. But if you don't know how to convert those into leads or into sales, then getting more isn't going to do you much good. The first thing you need to do is you need to be able to convert the traffic that you actually have, and have a system in place that that is going to funnel people into the direction that you want to go. I think it's also very important that you build trust, and that your branding is consistent, and that your message is consistent, and that you're showing. I've told people before, I think you're better off not having a website at all than having one that's not professional. And I don't mean professionally done. You don't have to necessarily go out and hire someone, but there are elements that make a website professional or not professional. And if you have spelling errors everywhere, if if you've got too many bells and whistles going off that are confusing to people, I think you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it clean, easy to read, and that builds a lot of trust.
Ronnie, a question for you, because your website is relatively new. Are you finding that there are a lot of folks who, now you obviously use Google Plus and all the technologies and all the Hangouts that you do to try to drive traffic to your website? Are you finding there are a lot of folks that are finding their way, that never heard of you, never knew, and then you are able to convert those to members, or you have measurements in place for that?
I'm strange. Okay, I'm different.
You're not strange. Are we getting true confessions now?
We're getting a true confessions now. Yes. My love of Google Plus and the Hangout tool and all the things that I can do inside Google Plus has made me not focus as much on a website as many people think I should be. And so I am building the website. I have a mastery website primarily to host private things for the members. It's less important for me that Google find that. I know that sounds strange because I came from a background of search engine optimization with the idea that people find my website. But now I'm primarily having them find me in the social environment as my primary big funnel. And then I bring them down into the space where I can bring them additional value, which is some of it's being done on the website, but some of it, oddly enough, is back inside Google+. We have a private community inside Google+. So I'm using the tools that Google's giving me to do some of what I do, even in my paid environment. So it's a mix, and I don't know if it's the future, but I just know that it's working for me, and I will be spending more time with my website and making it more a landing place for people to find me and discover stuff. But I've been very successful in doing it inside Google+.
Well, and you certainly have. Christine, what about you and your website? How important is your website to the growth and development of your business?
Well, here's the thing. You've heard of the shoemaker without shoes, right? And, it's the web developer is the one who usually, if they're so busy that they haven't had time to focus on their website. And for 15 years, I wanted to start blogging. It was like my, every month, or I'd say, oh, I need to start blogging. Well, it always got put off and put off and put off. And it was about, I guess, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that I said, you know what, I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my brand because, that's important too. And right now I'm not, my website is it's a blogger blog. I mean, I just took the shortcut route, and it's good enough for now. But like Ronnie said, I mean, I'm finding all of my relationships right now are being built through Google+. That's how I met Ronnie. That's how I met you. That's how I got involved with Circloscope. And it's just, I'm also leaning towards, and I guess it depends on your product or service, but, I'm selling, I believe kind of like with Ronnie is he's branding himself, and he's the Hangout helper, and I'm branding me, and a lot of it comes through relationships, and it doesn't, it's not something that you just happen upon and say, oh, I'm going to hire this girl that I have never met before. It's a relationship thing. And I think that the website just then, kind of reinforces it. I actually, I hired Ronnie for an hour of his time because I said, I'm going to be doing Hangouts. I want to go to the best. I need to talk to him. So, I had already watched his Hangouts. He had already, we had commented on each other's posts, and I went to his website to learn more, and got the information I needed to make a decision to contact him. So I think that that's kind of, it's the secondary, it's the reinforcement, because a lot of times you don't want to contact someone if you have no idea of what their rates might be, or, you want to have a little bit of information before you actually reach out to them. So that's how it was for me.
Okay, how are you going to continue, or what are your, if you want to share your business objectives for 2014? What are you going to do in your business?
Well, I'm focusing mostly on Circloscope for 2014. It is back in redevelopment. We're making it better than ever, and so I'll be focusing on creating tutorials and teaching people how to use it and showcasing it. I'm going to continue doing the half-hour show that I have with Mia every week, where we're just basically introducing people and getting a little bit more of their story. And it's more of it's a fun, enjoyable thing to do. Going to continue, some little projects that I have going on here on Google+, and just making relationships and connections with people.
So, Christine,
Okay.
I was gonna ask you, since we're here live, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Would you let me interview you with some basics about Circloscope and how that works and what it's all about?
Absolutely, yes. I would love to.
It's a date. We'll figure
It's
out
a
the
date.
time and date
Okay.
later.
There,
Well,
look at that. See that?
Look what's happening. Well, that's the beauty of all this, and it speaks to the relationships that folks build. I think, the one thing that I have noticed And I think I'm seeing that as a spirit that, the walls of the competition, so to speak, they're coming down. They're coming down because we know that we can work together to help each other grow our individual businesses, and together, if you and Ronnie got together on a business venture, a business idea, you'd explode the world, the two of you. But that's the beauty of what we're doing, and it's a lot of fun, and that's what has been missing. And I've seen it over the years, in my 40 years of being a small business owner. Most small business owners don't have fun. I really say, with all the sweat that we put into what we do, we're having fun doing it, and that's why we continue to do it.
And that's why we're up at 4:30 in the morning sometimes. It's not just the fact that we're dealing with someone across the world, but it's actually consuming. We're enjoying it.
Your 4:30 or my 4:30? Which 4:30 are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. It's either.
It's 4:30 someplace.
It is.
Well, to that.
That's why I left. I stopped taking new clients for my web design business back in about April or May. I was telling you that, David, it stopped becoming enjoyable to me. I felt like I was selling too many. I was selling my hours and had no time left to sell. And I started feeling like I had worked myself into a very busy job, and I was no longer working on my business. I was working in my business very hard, and it just became, I stopped enjoying it. And once I stopped enjoying it, I don't feel like I was doing a very good job anymore at that point, and I needed to move on. So here I am, and loving it.
I'm going to ask Ronnie, is the day ever going to come, Ronnie, when you can stop working in your business and work on your business? Because I've never seen anybody put more energy and more time into a business idea than you. And
if that's a real question, I sure hope it does come, and I plan on it coming. I just haven't figured out all the details to make that happen.
Well, and part of it is the challenges of Google. I mean, that's what you're all about, is sharing your knowledge, your understanding of what's happening with their technology, to the end user, and that's what it's really all about. And they keep throwing curveballs, and the more curveballs they throw, the tougher it is for you.
Well, one of the things that it's actually not just tough, but it's also good, right? I mean, because that's one of the reasons why people are coming into the mastery, because they realize this magical communication tool, which I call Hangouts, is one of the best ways to communicate, period.
Absolutely.
And so as a result, to keep up with it and dodge and weave when it does those changes, if there's someone that knows besides the why, but they actually know the how, that's me, then if it's real important to you, you're going to want to do that. But at some point, David, here's my goal.
Oh, here we go. No, I should give you a Google effect drum roll.
At some point, some of the technology changes they're actually, I think, going to slow down. Okay, once they get a good rhythm and they feel that everything's moving nicely, then I think there's going to be a bit more. Now, because you've spoken with me, but a lot of people don't know. I actually do understand a little bit about strategy. But I don't talk a lot about strategy because there's plenty of other people that say, here's why you need Hangouts. And so I'm trying to bring that voice of how to do it. But in the meantime, many times when I meet with my clients, especially one-on-one, we start talking about the how, but then I need to back them up and say, okay, what's your goal? What's your strategy? How are we going to help you get there? And then I help them with the how. And so later, at some point, I would imagine and hope that I can focus a little bit more on the why and the strategy. And then some of the things that we've been talking about for so long, the how, will be a little easier for people to pick up because it's not changing as rapidly. But, I could be wrong.
Well, the time will tell. But, boy, you need all the energy you can get. And so get at least 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep a night. And you too, Chrissy. What are you laughing about? Well, I don't know what time you wake up, but I see you going to the wee hours of most people's morning. And
Well, I didn't know. Maybe Christine will be my late night buddy as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm
Okay.
actually in oh wait, not allowed to talk about. You don't talk about Fight Club, right? But yeah, I think I'm like a little kid that I never ever want to go to bed. Like I'm just like no, what But then I'm like a teenager that I never kind of want to wake up either. So it's like
It makes
What
those
do you make?
8:30 morning meetings harder to do when you went to bed at 5, right?
it does. Yeah.
But are you teaching your kids to go to bed and sleep?
Well, they're all grown now, so.
Okay.
My youngest is 19 and a half, so.
Well, my youngest is just a few years older than your youngest. Okay, well, I want to thank the two of you, Ronnie Benzer, Christine DeGraff, for sharing your time, sharing your thoughts. It's been a real pleasure knowing the two of you, working with the two of you, and all the energy, and we do have we do have a good time. I mean, we work hard, we do our things, but obviously we enjoy it because we keep on doing it and figure out how to get more out of it. So thank you very much for your time this evening. And where is Michael? Michael, are you around?
He's eating sandwiches.
No, they're gone. I'm telling you.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
Oh,
It's not lying. I went into the green room. No sandwiches.
Well,
I didn't
because
know
I
I
put a
supposed to share
message
'em.
out. I said we need a sandwich maker for the next show.
No.
Nope. No takers.
well,
Oh, you were asking. I thought you were just saying you needed one. That was it.
well, thank you very much. And Michael, is there a way that we're going to formally end this hangout? How are we going to do it?
Technically, it's possible, but I was thinking about this while you were talking, and I thought, yeah, we could end with maybe a video, play a video to end out, and that's it really. Wrap it all up, I've had quite a lot of fun playing in the background here because I've been watching the comment tracker running, and I've got various other pages up, and I won't go into the technicalities, but I'm sure Ronnie's got an idea because I've got two systems running here, the headset in and then the earbud in the headset and various other things. And it's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
Well,
And sorry, go on.
I was going to say you made it a pleasure for me. I'm looking at the comment tracker over here, and you and I are communicating in group chat over here. And my goodness, Ronnie, we're my head is spinning. There's so much stuff going on.
It's a fun-looking hangout. It's fun-looking the way you put it together.
Yeah, I like it.
It's different. It's different. I'm just going to bring up the comments here, actually, if I can get them to. No, they're not going to come up for me. I'll have to play with that later.
I have to tell you, I don't know if you'll be able to end it as well as Mia ended her show on Friday, her Christmas show. It ended with Chef Dennis sang a song. So that's a pretty tough one to beat.
No, if I sung a song, nobody would ever watch another hangout. Seriously,
Well,
I sing karaoke in bars to clear them.
We could get Ronnie to break out his saxophone. No, it's not saxophone. It's trumpet. What is it?
I think we need Chef Dennis to come on and sing some more.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and we'll keep on going, and we'll keep on having fun, and we'll move on to 2014. Thumbs up for 2014. Great year, great things happening.
Yeah.
Good plans. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, Michael, do your thing.